What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And we have my 10 things that will happen at WWE SummerSlam 2019. And if you've been following my channel for some time now, every time there's a pay-per-view, I like to make this 10 things that will happen, or whatever number I use, because I like making my predictions, even though they're crazy, and most of the time they are wrong, but that's the fun in this. So I'm most likely going to be wrong, but comment below how many you think will actually happen at the pay-per-view. Let's jump right on the video with number 10, the end of the Wildcard Rule. Many of you, along with me, absolutely hate this rule and think it destroyed everything with Smackdown and Raw. It brought both brands together. It took away so many opportunities and made everything repetitive. We are not the only ones who do not like this rule. It is reported that many people within the company, going as wrestlers and other talents and executive directors, do not like this rule either, especially Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, who want to separate the two brands and make them very different shows. Therefore, I'm predicting that the first thing that will happen as soon as SummerSlam is over is the end of the Wildcard Rule, and we will not see people jumping around from Raw to SmackDown or vice versa. And I really hope this happens because it can help wrestling, especially with all the wrestlers they have signed on the company. People like Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali, and Shinsuke Nakamura can get more TV time. Number 9, Mustafa Ali wins the Intercontinental Championship. And I know this match hasn't been confirmed yet, but after Smackville, these two put on a show, and I'm talking about Mustafa Ali and Shinsuke Nakamura. And after that match, it's pretty much apparent that Mustafa Ali will be winning the IC Championship very soon from Shinsuke Nakamura. So I say, why not let it happen at the biggest show of the summer, SummerSlam? Also, Mustafa Ali needs that rub during a big pay-per-view, and this could help him a lot. And it would be sad to see Shinsuke Nakamura's run come to an end, but let's be real, all the championship runs this year have been terrible, so you might as well add Shinsuke Nakamura to that list, along with his United States Championship. Number 8, the entire SmackDown roster will do a finisher on Shane McMahon. Okay, maybe not the entire SmackDown roster because that would be a lot of people and take a really long time, but let's assume that Shane McMahon does indeed lose to Kevin Owens. I could see the entire roster, or like maybe 5 or 10 guys who have beef with Shane McMahon, come out and perform their finisher on Shane McMahon, pretty much ending Shane McMahon as the commissioner or the GM of SmackDown Live. And I think that's the best way to write him off, because I believe having the entire roster turn on him will be the best way to just kick him out. No one wants him. Let's move on. Eric Bischoff's taking over. Peace out, Shane McMahon. You are not the best in the world. Thank you, Kevin Owens. Number 7, Sasha Banks returns. Alright, so there are many people who have been speculating that Sasha Banks will make a return at many pay-per-views in the past, and it still hasn't happened yet, but I believe that SummerSlam will be the big pay-per-view where she finally makes her return. And what is she going to do? I think after Bayley retains her championship against Ember Moon, Sasha Banks is going to come out to congratulate her just to turn heel, and then finally we have heel Sasha Banks as the boss, the true boss, who is a B word. I don't want to say the word and get, demonetized. And I would actually have that entire build-up go into WrestleMania where Sasha Banks finally becomes a champion. Number 6, the Seth Rollins main event push is over. Alright, so when Brock Lesnar cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase at Extreme Rules to become the new Universal Champion, I pretty much predicted that Seth Rollins will not ever win that championship back, or at least for a long time. Someone else is going to defeat the Beast, and it's not Seth Rollins. His push to the main event is over, especially after all those tweets. I think the best route you could go with Seth Rollins right now is to turn him heel, because he was really entertaining, and I think he is fitted as a better heel than a face, because his face work is not cutting it and he's kind of cringy. Number 5, The Fiend destroys Finn Balor. Finn Balor will be competing with Bray Wyatt, and he will not be the Demon, which means I think this is a perfect opportunity for Bray Wyatt to absolutely destroy Finn Balor and write him off TV. I actually think he's going to return at Survivor Series as the Demon, and he will go up against Bray Wyatt in a rematch, but he still won't be able to win. But as for SummerSlam, you have to make sure that Bray Wyatt looks like an absolute monster, so Finn Balor, you got to take this L like a champ. Number 4, Ronda Rousey will return to cost Becky Lynch her title. The odds of this one happening are extremely slim, but there is a slight possibility, and I will tell you my theory and reasoning behind it. So Becky Lynch is going up against Natalya, and we all know that Ronda Rousey and Natalya are good friends. And we also know that Ronda Rousey hates Becky Lynch, especially after taking her championship. there is a possibility that Ronda Rousey could return to screw Becky Lynch in order to help her friend Natalya get that championship. It makes sense. Is it going to happen? Most likely not, but I'm going to throw it on this video just in case it does, so I can say I predicted it first. Also, an unpopular opinion of mine is that I do miss Ronda Rousey and I want to see her return soon, so that's why I'm kind of speaking it into existence. Number 3, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. As we saw on the last SmackDown episode, Roman Reigns was going to announce who he is facing at SummerSlam until someone literally tried to kill him. A lot of people are assuming that it might be Samoa Joe or Buddy Murphy, but the rumors are coming out that it is going to be Daniel Bryan, and I feel like this is a true rumor. I don't want it to be true because I think Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns have so much money on the table for a long-term feud, but you know WWE, they cannot wait, they cannot book, they cannot create storylines, so I do see them having a match, and the tough question is who will go over between these two people. I'm going to have to say Daniel Bryan would be the one who has to go over, especially considering the fact that he is on the best run of his career. Number 2, Dolph Ziggler versus HBK or Goldberg. Speaking of another rumor, it is being reported that Dolph Ziggler and The Miz is actually not going to happen, so I'm assuming that The Miz is going to be attacked by someone backstage, so he's not going to be wrestling at the pay-per-view. This means that we are either going to see HBK or Goldberg as Dolph Ziggler's new opponent. Dolph has been talking a lot of trash about Goldberg, and he also did superkick HBK, so they are both very possible and could happen at SummerSlam. I feel like it's going to be Goldberg because Goldberg had a terrible match with The Undertaker and he probably wants to have a better last match if that is going to be his last match. And number 1, Randy Orton will be winning the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston is scheduled to have a match with Randy Orton for his championship. He somehow picked his own opponent, which doesn't make much sense, but it is what it is. I think going into Fox, Randy Orton will be the WWE champion because they want a more recognized face, and people know Randy Orton a lot more than they know Kofi Kingston. It sucks because this has been a phenomenal run for Kofi Kingston, but the bottom line is that Randy Orton is most likely going to win. And that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and I'll see you all in the next video.